Today's topic is inverse Laplace transform examples. Objective of today's session is to solve inverse Laplace transform examples. In this session, we are going to find inverse Laplace transform when x of s contains multiple poles. In the previous session, when xs contains distinct pool, how to apply inverse Laplace transform that we have seen. Now we'll start with this session when xs contains multiple poles. Now let us consider if xs is going to be represented by, suppose for example, 1 divided by s minus pi raised to r. Okay, just we'll take this example. So r indicates the multiplicity of poles. That the value of r indicates the multiplicity of pole, and poles are located at s is equals to pi. S is equals to pi. For example, when suppose r is equals to 3, the above equation becomes xs is equals to 1 divided by s minus pi raised to 3. Then in this case, the multiple poles are there. That means in this case 3. Then how to find out inverse Laplace transform using the partial fraction expansion method? That we have seen the Laplace transform, inverse Laplace transform can be found out by using partial fraction expansion method. The same thing that we are going to apply here, but how to find out the constant, that we have to learn more specifically. Now xs, suppose this is equation number 1. This xs can be represented using the PFE method, that is partial fraction expansion method. The xs is equals to, so first the pole is at s is equals to pi. So suppose first constant, that is lambda 1 s minus pi, so raised to 1, plus second constant is lambda 2 s minus pi its square, then s minus pi its cube, plus and so on. Finally let it be lambda r, because that is the multiplicity is r, lambda r divided by s minus pi raised to r. This is the representation of xs which is given in equation 1 using the PFE method. Then how to find out lambda 1, lambda 2, lambda r when the poles are having the multiplicity r? Using the so you have to use the following formula. So lambda r minus k. Okay, so this equation governs for to find out lambda 1 up to lambda r, that is 1 divided by k factorial d by ds, that is dk by dsk, s minus pi, that is the pole location, raised to r, into x of s, and after solving this you have to put the value of s, that is equals to pi. So this is the very important equation to find out the value of lambda 1, lambda 2 up to lambda r. So the value of k is ranging from 0 to r minus 1. That means if r is equals to 3, so the value of k is equals to 0, 1 and 2. So this is the equation that we have to use to find out the values of lambda 1, lambda 2, that means the constant of x of s. Now directly we'll start with one example, and we use this formula of multiplicity. Let x of s, that is equals to 3s square plus 8s plus 6 divided by s plus 2 into another bracket s square plus 2s plus 1. So this is the equation. Find inverse Laplace transform. Find inverse Laplace transform. Means we have to find out x of t. Okay. Just see this equation. So you first see, can we obtain the factorization of the equations given? So we are not interested in the numerator equation. So we'll keep it as it is. 3s square plus 8s plus 6 divided by s plus 2, that is the first pole which is located at s equals to minus 2. So s square plus 2s plus 1, this is the quadratic equation. So that is equals to s plus 1 into s plus 1, that is s plus 1 bracket square. So it is represented as it is the bracket square of s plus 1, that means s square plus 2s plus 1. Okay, so this is the factorization of the denominator. So this is xs. So let it be equation number 3, or we'll start with the equation 1 once again. So this is equation number 1. Okay. So these are the multiple poles. The multiplicity is r. So these are the multiple poles at s is equals to minus 1, multiple poles. So this is the distinct pole. So we can write the equation using the PFE format. Using the PFE format as follows. Just see, xs is equals to E divided by, or I'll start with A1 divided by s plus 2. So that is the first factor, plus lambda 1, that is divided by s plus 1 plus lambda 2, which is divided by s plus 1 bracket square. Let it be equation number 2. So A1 that can be found out with the normal distinct pole method. So we'll find out A1 first. So A1 is equals to s plus 2 using the partial fraction expansion method into x of s at s is equals to minus 2. So just put the values, s plus 2 into the value of xs. So xs is equals to what? The previous equation, 3s square plus 8s, 3s square plus 8s plus 6 divided by s plus 2 into another bracket s plus 1 bracket square at s is equals to minus 2. So s plus 2 is going to be cancelled with s plus 2. Now you can put the value of s, that is equals to minus 2, in the above equation. Okay, so if I put minus 2, so 3 into minus 2 square, that is equals to 4, plus 8 into minus 2 plus 6 divided by minus 2 plus 1, its square, that means simply 1. So the value of a is found to be equals to, if you solve this, so this is equals to 2. Right? So the value of a1 is equals to 2. So that we have got. Now the equation to find out lambda 1 and lambda 2. So just rewrite the equation. Lambda r minus k, that is equals to lambda r minus k, that is equals to 1 upon k factorial, 1 upon k factorial dk by dsk into s minus pr raised to r into x of s at s is equals to pr. So here the pole is located at minus 1. So s is equals to pi, that is equals to minus 1. Now we'll put the value of k, that means k is ranging from here, r is equals to just here, r is equals to 2, hence k is equals to 0 and 1. Because k is equals to 0, it is starting from 0 and ranging up to r minus 1. So r is equals to 2, so 0, 1. Now we'll put the value of k, let r is equals to 2, so we'll find out lambda r is equals to 2, let k is equals to 0 here. So k is equals to 0, so that is equals to lambda 2. So this value lambda 2 is equals to 1 upon k factorial, so 1 upon 0 factorial, so 0 factorial is equals to 1. So k is equals to 0 means no differentiation, s minus pi raised to r, so that is equals to s plus 1 its square into x of s. So x of s is equals to what? 3s square plus 8s plus 6 divided by s plus 2 into another bracket s plus 1 bracket square at s is equals to minus 1. So s plus 1 bracket square and s plus 1 bracket square, that is going to be cancelled. Okay, so what is remaining? Now just put s is equals to minus 1 in the remaining values of s. So that is lambda 2 is equals to 3 into 1, because s square, that is minus 1 square, that is equals to 1. 8 into minus 1, so minus 8 plus 6 divided by s is equals to minus 1 plus 2. So in the denominator plus 1, in the numerator 1. So the value of lambda 2 is equals to 1. Now we'll find out the value of lambda 1. So now put k is equals to 1. So lambda rk, so lambda 2 minus k is equals to 1. So that is equals to lambda 1, that is equals to 1 upon k factorial, that is 1 factorial, that is 1. Then s minus pi raised to r. Okay, So before that, d by ds, k is equals to 1. So d by ds into bracket s minus pi. So the s plus 1 here in this case, bracket square, into xs 3s square plus 8s plus 6 divided by s plus 2 into another bracket s plus 1 bracket square, bracket complete, at s is equals to minus 1. So s plus 1 square and s plus 1 square going to be cancelled. So lambda 1 is equals to d by ds of 3s square plus 8s plus 6 divided by s plus 2. So that is equals to, we'll use this equation, that is d of differentiation of u by v. Okay, this rule that we'll use here. So what that rule says, that is equals to differentiation u into v minus dv into u divided by v square. So normal, since this is the differentiation rule for this, so we'll continue by finding out the differentiation, that in differentiation of u first multiplied by v, like this. So we'll continue this. So the differentiation of the first term, so lambda 1, that is equals to s plus 2, that is second term as it is, differentiation of the first term, that is 3s square plus 8s plus 6. So 3s square means what? 6s plus 8 minus 6s plus 8 minus the first term, that is 3s square plus 6s plus 8 into the differentiation of second term, that is equals to 1 multiplied by 1 divided by v square. So that is s plus 2 bracket square, s plus 2 bracket square, and this is solved at s is equals to minus 1. So put the values of s is equals to minus 1 and you will get lambda 1, that is equals to, just s is equals to minus 1, then minus 1 if you put, so lambda 1 is equals to 1. Okay, now all the values a1, lambda 1 and lambda 2, so that we have got, so we can write the excess as follows. Excess is equals to, so a1 is equals to 2 divided by s plus 2 plus lambda 1 divided by lambda 1, that is 1 divided by s plus 1 plus lambda 2, that is again 1 divided by s plus 1 bracket square. Let us check. Yes, lambda 1 is equals to lambda 1 lambda 2, that is equals to 1. So s plus 1 bracket square. Okay, let it be equation number 3. Now we'll use the standard identities. Okay, so the Laplace transform of, that is 2 into 1 divided by s plus 2. So the standard identity that we are going to use, e raised to minus 80 into u of t provided that the signal is right-handed signal u of t. So the Laplace transform pair is 1 divided by s plus a, and in this case the t into e raised to minus et into u of t, its Laplace transform pair is 1 divided by s plus a bracket square. Okay, so in this case s is equals to a is equals to 1 and here a is equals to 2. So using these identities, so we'll find out inverse Laplace transform. So using identities, above identities, and applying inverse Laplace transform using above rules, you can say, we can find out x of t, that is equals to 2. So 2 e raised to minus 2t into u of t, that is the first term, plus 1 here. 1 divided by s plus 1 means what? E raised to minus t. E raised to minus t into u of t plus third term is equals to what? S 1 divided by s plus 1. So this is t. A is equals to again 1. So plus t e raised to minus t into u of t. Okay. So this is for right-handed signal. So this is the inverse Laplace transform of given x of s. You can take ut outside, so no issue, or you can put the term as it is. So this is the inverse Laplace transform of given x of s. Thank you.